Hello, welcome to the ministry. Um, so I've got a few things that I've been studying and sort of pulling it all together. So I'll start with Buddha. Buddha didn't believe there was a God. Buddha believed, in reading his teachings, that we lived in a prison and it was hell on earth, and it's our responsibility to escape this prison. And so he's given us teachings to to rise above it. So, and I like Buddha's teachings. They're quite nice. I've always aligned with those. So, and the other thing is, Jesus also said, "My kingdom is not of this world." Was he trying to tell us something? So I've been reading a lot of Archaic's findings, and he's saying that we live in a construct. Now, in the Gospel of Thomas, in the Nag Hammadi scriptures, Yelderbeth creates the matrix to live off the loosh. Like, why are we sort of not taking these readings literally? I think that they are meant to be literal. But here's another thing as well, that the scriptures are just so confusing. So here is something that I was watching on Archaics, and this is what I've found as well. So this is about the seven seals to seven kings, right? So in the Minor Prophet Joel 2:30, the moon turned red as blood, the sun turned black, the days before the day of the Lord comes. Right? Then in Matthew 24, the moon doesn't turn red. Isaiah 13:10, the moon does not shine. In Ezekiel 32:7, and when I shall put you out, I will cover the sun with a cloud, and the moon shall not give her light. So the prophecies, there's years and years between them, and they say different things. So Archaics, I find his research incredible. He really does a thorough job, and he uses the Bible to back up a lot of his research. That and where it brings itself undone. And he's a believer that in the phoenix phenomenon, that the phoenix will come back and hunt the elite. That when they talk about these prophets, the seven seals to the seven kings, when we had the floods and things like that, that was actually the time of the phoenix, and the time of the phoenix is coming again. And he talks about the capstone to the pyramids being returned. So there is some really interesting stuff happening. Like the original scriptures of Jesus, there's no mention of Mary. Is, the Jesus of the Bible real? Or have they put together a literary masterpiece to suck you in? You know, everything's hard. It's like they're saying the truth within is the truth without. Nothing's clear. We all have to make it up. We all have to sort of find the answers ourselves. Now, Toth is interesting, and I did do a post, and I wrote this as the heading. So Toth also talks about that we live in a matrix, and he explains how to escape it as well. So there's a lot of these people saying that we live in a negative matrix, and it's controlled by negative entities. So Toth says, man in his ignorance calls them from below, weigh his balance and words of the night. Only by knowing can we conquer the night. Always seek the light. Knowledge is wisdom. Free me from darkness and fill me with light. So even the Gospel of Mary quotes that we are bound by darkness. So what are we bound by? We're bound by our governments, and we've been bound by religion for a long time. Now, I'm not saying not to believe in God, or, I question a lot of things, and often I don't have the answers. So I just leave it up in the air. Otherwise, it's just becomes too much, If your beliefs are so strong and so solid, and then you find out that you're giving your power to a negative entity, and Toth says that here. Man in his ignorance calls from below. It's just, I'm just not trusting the Bible anymore. I align with Jesus' teachings, but the Jesus of the Bible, they've cherry-picked bits and made bits up. So I just don't know what to believe and what not to believe. So I just keep seeking, and really just hope that the knowledge comes to me. It still comes back to all of the good teachings are just talking about loving each other, all our heritage of our parents. If you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all. The 10 Commandments are great to live by. I do believe in those. So I think we have to cherry pick our beliefs from all the scriptures in what aligns with us, without actually holding ourselves back to say we must believe that because the Bible says so. You have to work it out yourself. And so that's going to take a lot of courage, because maybe what we've been following isn't really good. If the God of the Bible is just beings that vie for power to control us, I think it's really important that we have control of us, and that we stand in our own power. The other thing is that I really am starting to believe that we do live in a construct. And if our power is our imagination, and our imagination, what we believe to be real, becomes real, and that is our power, then we need to break free. We really need to break free and decide what we want. And living under the control of Yildabirth is not what I want. You know, the truth is coming out. And I'll say it again, that we are spiritual alchemists. And we have to rise above rigid teachings, and we have to find the truth for ourselves, and we have to align with what works for us. You know, if we're the light, then we need to live in light and love. Doesn't mean we can't stand up when we don't think something's wrong, but we do it in a way that doesn't feed the negative beings, you know. And there's no fear for me to say these things, because I'm over the prison. Doesn't work for me. Anyway, that's all for today, and you know, these are confusing times. We just have to I think not attach to things, and really don't hold on to the outcome, because we, at this stage, we have no idea what the truth is and what the outcome's going to be. So we just have to have faith in ourselves and live by what we think is right. Okay, thank you very much, and good afternoon.